listen on Spreaker. All right, there we go. All right, welcome to the Good Podcast. What am I doing?
You're not recording on your blog yet.
Huh? Here? Yeah. Where do I hit that? Here?
Press the window.
The window,
Somewhere
this?
in the window. Anywhere.
Anywhere?
And then hit
Start recording. See, I have to learn all this stuff. Okay. Now we're going to start. Welcome to the Good Podcast. I am Ross Swaybeck, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. So we've got 18 people that have subscribed, and so that's super, super cool. I'm very excited. My guest today, that's much better, Aaron. We're going to work on a little bit of sound issues here today because I need to sound just as amazing as I look. And I've got my guest, Christina Lawton, on today. I'm so excited. Christina and I have been friends for... I don't know, how long have we been friends for? I should probably ask myself this question. And it's been a while. Christina, a little bit. Christina is, I love your profile picture, by the way. I've always really loved that picture of you kind of doing that whole, I don't know what you'd call it. But Christina,
good. That's what
that's exactly. What Christina is. I can't laugh too much because when I laugh, then I get those wrinkles. I'm starting to worry about wrinkles on my face. Look at that. I need some plastic surgery or I don't know, poison in my face to stop that from moving. But regardless, Christina is a medium and intuitive, and when I asked Christina to come on the show, it was because every time, and it was this weird situation. I just want everybody to be aware about, how it is, because sometimes people wonder why I choose, why I want to have somebody on the show. And every time Christina has reached out to me regarding something that she's wanted to tell me. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, which is what I know I'm supposed to be doing. Every time that Christina has reached out to me regarding something she wanted me to know, I began to just cry uncontrollably. And I don't know why. It's this weird kind of thing. And I hadn't actually ever told her, sorry, while I fix my eyebrows, I'm totally vain. And I don't pluck my eyebrows. I have my mother's eyebrows, which are like no eyebrows. I'm as Scandinavian as you get. But I had never told Christina that that's what would happen to me. And then one time we were talking, she was telling me about a different situation and how the person she was talking to was crying. And I said, no, that's what fucking happens to me every time I get something from you. And it's kind of like when I explain you to people... and I have to remember, yes, I'm going to be looking here at the comments. I'm kind of horrible about doing that. So if you want to comment or there's something that you want to say, I'm going to jump around with my picture or with my total thing here. You can always, I'll be watching here for the messages and to acknowledge it. And of course, if you want to pop in, say after maybe 10, 15 minutes, if there's something that you'd like to ask, you can pop in and Christina can answer anything that you've wanted to know. But getting back to my original thing that I was saying here is that when I've told people about my experiences with you, Christina, and I don't know if you can kind of see, is what I always tell people is that it's just like you reach in and you like grab my heart out of my body, and then you just look at it, and then I feel like you look at me like this, and you go, yeah, I see that. And like, what do you think about that? And it's this weird kind of like, fuck you, you shouldn't know all that shit about me. But I love having you as a friend. You're really amazing. And so I wanted to be able to have an opportunity through this platform to share you and get you out there. So that way more people can be aware of what it is that you do. Because I think you're amazing. And it's fascinating to me how it is that you can do what you do, which, we have a mutual friend, Suzanne Krupp, and I've had her on before, and, fortunate enough to have her explain her story and how it is that she came to understand that she was intuitive. So why don't you explain with our listeners how it is that you came, as I work on adjusting my picture, again, this is all about me, how it is that you came to understand that you had this ability.
Sure, I'd be happy to. One, your bags under your eyes, those wrinkles or whatever you call them, you earn them. So
Well, plastic surgery is
be
going to take them away.
proud. So
Anyway,
I
I've
love
always had
sharing.
this. I've always had this. So it's just a family thing.
I love sharing the story because I want people to know. A lot of people will say, your gifts, you have these gifts. And I believe that everybody has what people call gifts, and you choose to decide to work on them if it's something that you want to do or something that you want to have. So when I speak about how I received what I do, I want everybody to know that I think it's available to the people who really desire to do something like this for themselves or for other people. And I'm a nurse, and I was exhausted. End of a bad marriage, 2 little kids, full-time work, the whole thing. And
by the way, that's for the hands. I like to do that whenever I see somebody giving me the hands. Like, I love you too. So I'm like, slapping you back there. But and we've got wonders. I just want to say this. Let me just say this. I want to acknowledge Liz and Ian and Jaffe. I'm sorry. I think it's Jaffe and Pinky Chew, who's given me the high fives there. Amanda, of course, Amanda. I love you.
Daughter. Pinky Chew is
Pinky Chew is your daughter. Kyle and Liz are all on here. So thank you, everybody, by the way, for joining us. I appreciate it. So go ahead. So you're a nurse. You were exhausted. I can't imagine that.
I'm exhausted. I'm going to go to this in-service, a class to get CEUs for my nursing license. And it's about a guided imagery meditation. And I said to a couple of people, this is ridiculous. I don't believe in this crap, but I'm going to go.
Hey, Brianna, sorry. I'm listening.
So I had this profound experience, and all of a sudden I started seeing things. And from there, I was like a sponge. I couldn't stop reading. I couldn't stop going to classes. And I did this crazy thing, and I am not Christian really, but I prayed for the ability to heal like Jesus. It's like the freaking craziest thing you could ever imagine. Because
that sounds pretty wild. I would think that you were taking way too many Vicodin if you told me that question.
You would think, right?
And then I'd want you to give me some.
A long time ago. that saying, be careful what you ask for.
Right.
My whole life was in shambles all of a sudden, as far as like I would go into a grocery store, see everybody's stuff who was standing with them that aren't on this plane. I dreamt constantly about people I knew, people I didn't know, what was going on in their lives. It was just the dark night of the soul. A lot of people will call times like that. Like, it was just bad. It was bad. But that was 20 years ago. Since then, I've worked really hard to just learn how to control everything and learn how to look at other people's stuff and not associate it with myself. I've done a lot of personal work, because when you look at say I go in and I look at your heart, if my heart is still busted from something that happened 20 years ago, my heart hurts along with yours, and it's hard to have.
I can totally relate to that. Yep.
Yeah. So
and it's hard to separate yourself from it, isn't it? To stop.
Yeah.
When someone else is talking to you about their bullshit, or they're, putting their bullshit in front of you, it's hard to not engage with that when you have very similar bullshit.
Exactly. So you have to heal your bullshit if you want to help other people with theirs.
Right. I totally get it.
That's what I've learned. Yeah. So that's
so
basically
interesting.
it. Say that again?
I said that's so interesting. I'm a firm believer that, and I learned this in therapy years ago, years isn't probably about a decade ago, but one of the things that my therapist really taught me, and I've carried through, and maybe it's been more like 15. I mean, I'm only like, 37, but I'm really not 37. I wish I was. It's what I tell everybody I am. But, one of the things that my therapist had told me about was, because I was talking about this relationship that I'd been in and like things that I was feeling, and he goes, listen, that's your gut. And when we're kids, like, we automatically, like, our gut talks to us and we trust it. But as you get older, what ends up happening exactly, Amanda. My friend Amanda is Serene763, by the way. I don't know if you can see her comments here on the side. I know I can. But it's that whole trusting your gut. And as you get older, of course, adults who have turned that off tell you, oh, you're just crazy. You're not thinking anything, or you know what I mean? Like, that's insane, blah, 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 blah. And yet we tune that whole thing out, and it just gets muffled as we get older. And so when I was seeing Dennis Christian was his name and is his name. I guess he's still alive. I learned to begin to listen to that again and to recognize that the universe, is trying to tell me something, and about whomever it is, or about whatever situation it is that's going on. So I'm really, really in tune with trusting my gut and understanding that if I'm trusting that, and I'm opening myself up to, which, you just moved. Of course, you do what I do basically every day. You jump off a cliff and hope you're not going to fall on your face within 20 seconds. But it's really kind of about opening yourself up to the universe, and then trusting that, the universe, which whoever, whatever, that's just the word that I use, that the universe has a plan. But as you get healthier, as you begin to make better decisions, as you become more aligned with your purpose, again, these are the terms that I'm using, the universe will bring you closer and closer and closer to that, what I'm just going to call perfection, or that utopia, or that fruition of why you're here. And I think a lot of people get stuck. I applaud, your moxie in wanting to have that having that ability would scare the shit out of me. The closest I'm ever going to get is trusting my gut. I think if I started to see other people's bullshit all the time, or what was going on with them, it would be hard for me. I would just be in bed all the time, because I'd be constantly I worry too much about people the way it is. And so, but right, I would be taking it on. I would be taking that on. That's why I could never be a therapist. My daughter's actually going to college to be a therapist, and I don't know if that's a personal reflection on how fucked up I am, or if it's the fact that she just has a really big heart. I don't really know. But no, I mean, that's super, super interesting. I can't imagine. Go ahead.
A point I want to make that sometimes things just pop into my head and I got to get it out. But
I've been the recipient of that.
Yeah. Seeing other people's stuff, and then feeling them, because the way that I am, I feel their stuff. I see their stuff. I know how it feels to be them. But because I've worked on my stuff, and because of what I have learned through my messages and stuff that I receive, I've been able to learn how to look on the backside of the situation. So when you see someone you see their stuff, right? But then I've been able to turn around and look at the whole picture, not just what's coming at me. So you see why they're like that. And I don't know, it's like this higher understanding of the whole picture. So I immediately feel their pain, and then I understand their pain. So it lets me just step out of it.
Because sure.
It's their stuff, their process, and their learning. I don't know. It's weird. It's this weird heart opening to just understand the whole picture, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And I think it's interesting that you can see the bigger picture on it and not go, this person's really fucked up. You're able to see why they got fucked up. And to me, which then would lead to more, it allows you to be compassionate, because I think we all come into this world. Judgment. Oh, completely. And that's even a much better probably terminology to use. So if someone is wanting to reach out to you and wanting to get a reading done by you, what are the things that you would recommend for them to, I guess, basically do, or kind of, I don't want to say have in place, but I feel like, sometimes there's things that,
to prepare.
If you're right, to prepare. Outside of, a box of Kleenex and maybe some Vicodin. Or a cocktail or something, because I know I'm always like, I need a drink. I need a
I
drink.
used to do readings in the middle of Whole Foods for like 5 minutes.
You're like the Long Island medium, but different.
Yeah. And people would come in the middle of the grocery store and be sobbing at my table for 5-minute readings.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. So the only thing, I do not have a big ritual that goes on when people come to me for a reading. The only thing that I ask is for them to think about, do you want a general reading, which means you're going to get the information that's on top and the most pertinent, the first thing that needs to be taken care of? Or do you have specific things you want to work on, whether it be someone died and they need closure, they need comfort, they need to know, some questions answered, or they have pain in their body or emotional pain and they want that like help stopping that so that they can have a better life. So it's either a specific reading or general. The funny thing is, though, they'll come for a specific reason and they're going to get what's on top first anyways, because when I look at someone, even if I'm looking for something specific, I'm going to see, it's just inevitable, it's like what's on top of the whole cake before we can get down deeper. But I don't have any for when I do a reading, there's really no limits or no boundaries except set by the person who I'm reading. So there's no preparation, and there's usually no stopping whoever they want to talk to on the other side or whatever they need to know. It just, I just stick my head in there.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question. We've never discussed this before. And what's that?
You're making me laugh just the way you're saying that.
Well, I'm actually a little nervous even bringing this up, but it's because when I did my reading with, well, luckily Brianna has a question, so I don't have to ask my question. Thank you for taking, my bullshit away. So Brianna, can you see this, Christina?
I can see the question,
on the side?
yes,
Okay. I still want to read it because we're streaming this through Spreaker. So Brianna Barrera, hopefully I'm saying your name correct, Brianna. Don't hate on me if I don't. She says, is there a difference doing it in person or, say, video chat?
Yes and no. I get information equally either way. I do readings in person, I do readings on the phone, and I love video chat just because you can see the person, how they're receiving the information so that I can support them better, because it can be pretty devastating and it kind of just bring up so much stuff on the inside that although it's a good thing, it sucks at the same, there's tears and stuff. So it's good to see the person.
Right. You want to see them in the fetal position on the floor is what you really want.
Yeah, I don't mean to do that.
Well, then that makes me, then you know what? Then let me ask a question. Okay. I'm going to turn the camera. Okay, Aaron, you need to move over here a little bit. Okay, so this is Aaron.
I've been dying to see what Aaron
Okay,
looks like.
Aaron is so fucking cute. Okay, I love him. This is my producer, Aaron Tro. See this? He's hiding. This is what he does. This is what people do when they're hiding. Okay, so I think, and I'm feeling a little emotional saying this, but so I'm going to try and distance myself. But I think Aaron is one of the most amazing human beings that I've met. Okay. Like he has such an amazing heart, and he's single. Okay. And, I want him to have a really, really wonderful woman that understands how good he is, because a lot of crazy fucking women are going to trample on this amazing person's heart. That's what I'm worried about. Look at him laugh. Okay. And I'm wanting to know, is Aaron, maybe I should say, is Aaron going to find love? Like, is that okay if I ask that question? Or what do you see about Aaron? Maybe that's a better question. What's a good question for me to ask? Like, he's so nice. Like, if he was gay, I would want him to be my husband because he's so nice. I'd boss the fuck out. I would just fucking boss him around all the time. Look at that, Aaron. Isn't he adorable? He's so cute. Yeah, see, Mahala. Those are the Mahalas. So look at all the love you're getting, Aaron. Fuck, seriously, look at that shit. But he's so nice. And he's not an asshole. And I'm like, God, how can you be so nice? And I think the women see this. And I think women want, usually, you know, they want a bad boy. And Aaron's not a bad boy. Aaron's like the one who's going to hold your head up while you're puking, you know, and never throw it in your face, you know, where I would always give you shit about it. So I'm going to shut up. So what is it? Can I ask, what do you see about Aaron? Maybe like when you see this gorgeous soul right here, what do you see? Mm-hmm. Can I ask that question?
First off, it's never an easy answer when I'm talking, right?
No, it's
first
off, well,
it
never is with you, but let's see what you see.
That's right.
Besides that cute fucking face.
When you're talking about him meeting someone, or Aaron, you too, you want to say that you've met the perfect person, because that will manifest the perfect person, right?
You've met me.
You've already met the perfect person.
Right, he's met me. So when is he going to become gay?
Okay, well, let me think. Hold on. I don't know. All I see is boobs. So.
Right. Aaron likes titties.
He likes the boobs.
I've got titties, but they don't have mammary glands in them. I can't like breastfeed. So anyways, right. And I agree with you on that. Like you need to be manifesting that, having that conversation. Yeah. So repeat that again, Christina, because I think that that's super important for people to understand that thought process, the things you need to be thinking in your head.
I firmly, and live my life this way, believe that you can manifest. We're energetic beings. It's physics. It's science. So when you put thoughts and words out, it creates a ripple. It creates energy. So when you do that, you have to, if you want something to come to you, you say it's already come. Because if you're saying, I want a girlfriend or I want someone that in my life, that means you don't have someone yet. So you're putting out there, I don't have someone yet. I don't have someone yet. But if you say, I'm so happy I have the perfect person and I adore that person, then that's what you have. So you have to have it. It has to come because it's physics.
Yep.
So that's
I agree with you. Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It works with anything. You having a bad day, just say, oh, I feel so freaking good today. It's got to change because you've decided it's going to be better.
Right.
So I also get the impression, although everyone around you is like, Aaron, you need someone to love you because you're so awesome.
I'm fine.
You aren't so motivated for that to happen. You're kind of happy the way you are and a little predacious about having that in your life.
Is that fear on his part? Is he scared of being in a relationship?
Right?
No.
I think it feels like he's not sure if someone was in his life, if he would be so happy as he is now, if it would be a pain in the ass almost to have that.
Yeah. Not quite ready yet.
He's not ready. So he doesn't like all of us forcing ladies on him. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he likes that because not because he thinks someone's coming because you're saying that, but he knows that everybody loves him. You're showing him love by saying, I wish you had more. But, you know, I've found people, how old are you, Aaron?
I'm 27.
12. He's 27. I said 12.
Yeah. I have found the younger generation and even us, like me, I'm 52, but I kind of have that attitude sometimes too, that, you know, it's really okay to just hang out with your friends and yourself and be happy and do your own thing. And I think some of us older people think it's necessary to have someone in our life all the time, or to get that love from someone else, when some of us just love ourselves enough. And for me, I'm waiting for someone who I like hanging out with as much as I'd like hanging out with myself.
Right.
When I find that person, you know, and that's what I feel, you know, I don't feel like you have that need. Now, let me just think for a minute if there is anything. I'm not a future girl reader. If I see it, great. But I also think that if a person asks me today, or even in this moment, what's going to happen? Who am I going to meet? When am I going to get married? Which is not my favorite question. I can give you an answer as of right now. You may get up out of your chair, take a left turn instead of a right, and then the situation is going to change. So I don't think the future is set in stone. Although I do think there's milestones that, our process wants us to reach. But let me see, just give me a second. I kind of have to drift in my head for a second to see if there's anything I can say. I don't want dead air. That feels weird.
No. Don't worry about it.
Are you close to your family?
Me?
Yeah.
She doesn't give a shit about me, Aaron.
Very close.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like you have so much love around you, like the people you work with, the people at home, your mom. Are you very close to your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it feels like enough, and which is really awesome because it feels like when it comes, it's going to be very organic and not no pressure, no drama. It's just gonna. It almost feels like it's just going to happen. You're not even going to know what's happening. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're going to be, in this place where you're with someone, not because it was planned or forced, but just because it happened.
What's interesting about that comment, Christina, is the fact that he and I have talked about this obviously more than once. And you've basically kind of communicated in different terminology, so to speak, but what he has told me very similarly, like he really wants to meet someone through relationships that he has, through someone that he knows, and kind of develop a relationship with that person that way, so that way he knows that person. I just, and I think what happens for someone like me, because, you and I are very similar generation, you look fucking fantastic for 52, by the way. I don't know if you're eating the souls of Chinese babies, but I need whatever you're doing to latch on to me, and I don't care what the consequences are, by the way, but I don't care if I don't have feelings in my hands for the rest of my life if I can look that good. But
I am the most low maintenance person you can imagine, as far as like health and good health, beauty.
Yeah, no, I'm totally high maintenance that way, but I think, we come from that generation where by the time, we're 25, 26, we really were like thinking about getting married, like being in a relationship. Of course, where our parents, it was like by the time they were 18, they needed to be married. So I think that I'm obviously projecting onto onto Aaron. Wow, I think about your age, you should be getting married. And,
right.
and when you think highly of someone, of which I think very highly of Aaron, you want them to experience kind of the ultimate love. And of course that in my world, of course, is to have someone that can love you and appreciate you and that you can always be, have around you. So that's probably why I ride him so hard about having somebody, because, as I care so much about him and want him to just have the ultimate happiness possible. So, yeah. But
maybe your definition or our older generation,
it's me projecting.
Definition of happiness is completely different.
Right? Yeah, like my daughter, of course, doesn't. She's 19, but she doesn't even think about having or getting married. And she's been with her boyfriend for over a year, and that's just the way that they are. That whole generation it's so much more organic for them. There's not all those preset rules. Yeah, I should have been born at that time because I'm completely out of I look 25, but anyway. So
fantastic too, you know that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Of course, yeah, give her some high fives for lying to me about how I look. So the question I wanted to ask is, are you able to see anything? Of course, now I'm getting nervous again. Are you able to see anything regarding my father?
Ooh.
It's a question I don't want to ask.
Well, let me start by saying,
and if you don't, it's fine.
Say that again.
I says, and it's fine if you don't have anything. I feel compelled to ask that question.
Before I look, I want to say this for you and for everybody that's listening. When I do readings, they're usually pretty deeper than just, hey, everybody's fine on the other side and they send you love. And you know what I mean? I do more than that, because they have it's amazing that when we leave here, what you see clearly. There isn't all the bullshit of being here on the planet. So nothing is important like it is to us over there. All there is acceptance and no judgment and truth.
Clarity.
So
it's total clarity, I think, over there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So when people say, my dad didn't love me, I didn't get enough love, or, I'm sorry, honey.
No, I'm just, I'm bracing myself. I think I just put both of my feet on the floor.
Well, when they cross, it's completely different. They're healthy. So all the stuff, all the addictions, all the stuff that they had here to whatever behaviors and lack of ability to love and all of that is different. So the messages that they have over there is from a healthy place.
Right.
So when someone says, if I say, there's so much love from this person, and I hear they didn't love me here, they never even freaking told me they love me, then it's different.
Lola,
right?
Yes, you can. And if you want to come on, actually, and open, up here on the video, we can pop you up so that way Christina can see you. Anyone that's on can ask a question. Okay. And Lola, just so you know, I'm going to pop you on so we can see her. Hey, Lola.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, Lola.
Christina's going to answer. Do you mind answering my question first, Christina?
No, I want to.
I'm more important than Lola. So, anyways, so I don't know if you see anything or not regarding my dad.
The first thing I see is him putting his hand across his heart. Now, my first impression was, pressing that. One, I didn't know if your chest felt tight. Two, I didn't, from, being worried. Two, I wasn't quite sure if he was just sending, love that way. But then I was thinking, was he in the service? Was he a service person?
Yes, but not for long. He didn't actually serve, but he was in the army.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Was he a patriotic person?
Was he what?
A patriotic person or let me change that. Not as patriotic, but regimental. Like if, you know what I mean?
He very much had a schedule, so to speak. He did the same thing over and over and over again. You could just predict what he would do. It was very, So if that's what you mean.
Expectations.
But I don't, and I mean, he was a staunch Republican, but he didn't talk much about politics. What's that?
No, but not like that. It feels more like he was, oh God, I had the word a second ago. Regimented and had high expectations that sometimes were unrealistic.
Oh, well, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because what he's saying, he's almost showing me like pudding, and he's saying that he wants you to know that he wishes there was more softness, that he had given you more softness, so that it allowed you to mold yourself more than him trying to mold you, having those expectations of you of what you were supposed to be doing. He wants you to know that he wishes it, or not wishes, but it would have been better for you if he would have allowed you to mold yourself more.
That makes sense. I mean, he would get pissed if I wasn't making square corners in the yard when I would mow the yard. I mean, that was literally how he was. It was very much regimented that way. So, and I still do that today. I mean,
that was exactly what
rounded
I was
off corner
say.
Or so the square corners when I'm mowing the lawn. It's absolutely insane how much I hated that, but now I carry that through and force my daughter to do the same thing. So, that's nice to know. I mean, it gives me a little sense.
Hold on a second. Let me get this out, though.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be done.
I know, but I want to say more so that what you say will. I know I'm interrupting you, because if I don't say it, I'll forget.
Sure.
It goes. So all of your things. Remember, we talked about paying attention to details.
Yep.
You can thank him partly for that, because although you do the square corners in your lawn, it also allows you to do your square corners for your napkins on your table, or, organizing things in your mind as you go through things to be able to put your stuff together for your craft.
Okay.
But he also says to be more gentle with yourself sometimes, because that carries over to your emotions. So to allow yourself to be softer on yourself.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep. It totally makes sense. Okay. I'm going to marinate in that. Oh, and Lola just left. So sorry about that, Lola. Maybe she got booted. I don't know. Let's just see here. I see her just coming back. So I'm going to see if she's going to open herself up to come in. Yes, she does. Okay. So let's open her up, and that way she can be on. No, it's totally fine. She was busy doing her hair there, I noticed. So
look at my face. I'm trying to control them a bit.
Exactly. It looks lovely, and I love the is that an orchid behind you in that pot? What is that?
That's a laurel from my tree in the garden. So instead I have a laurel tree.
Oh, sure. Yes, the bay laurel tree. Mm-hmm.
Bay leaf.
Yes, bay leaf. Yep. Well, I call them the bay laurel. So you have a question. Is your name Lola?
Yes, my name is Lola.
Okay. And Lola, you've got the floor to talk with Christina.
Can you see somewhat of the future, or do you have to be something regarding the past? Or
what I say is my idea of reading the future, I don't love doing it. Sometimes I will see things, but to tell you whatever I see right now, it may change when you start making, get up and leave your chair and start making decisions about your life. So I can see glimpses of different paths. Say you're looking for a job and you have 2 or 3 jobs you're looking at. I can see what it will feel like to be in that job. So sometimes people will come to me and say, I have these 2 interviews. What will it be like if I'm in both situations to help to make the decision?
So I'm going to change my question. I have a very simple question. I love my job, but I feel like I'm getting too old for it. I don't have the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if I go into corporate, am I going to be happy?
Okay.
Because for now I'm independent and I have a crazy schedule. If I go into more scheduled day-to-day work, am I going to be happy?
Right. Okay. I have to take 2 minutes just to kind of float off.
Am I able to talk while you're floating, Christina?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
What I think is so crazy, at least to me, is the fact that she talked about going into interviews and then your question was about a job. Like, that just blows my mind. I mean, maybe I'm reading into something, but I feel like she kind of knew what you were going to be asking. Yeah, obviously, you're not a stripper, Lola. I don't think they've got corporate strippers.
So I'm going to throw something at you, and I don't know if it's something you've thought about or if it's an option, but when I see you and I'm looking at your job, I see you it's almost like I see you with a scarf on and you're kind of free and floating, and you have your own sense of style about you. And I'm feeling like in the corporate world that is going to be very restricting for you. I don't know. It almost feels
terrified of this. I know that I will lose that freedom that I have for the moment. But at the same time, I'm old. I'm really old.
Well, how old are you, seriously? Because I'm assuming you're probably like maybe, what are you, 40?
44.
Okay. You're not old. I'm older than you.
Yeah, but I don't think we do the same job. I went to bed at 6 a.m. this morning, and I can't do this anymore.
Sure. Well, see, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I go to bed by usually 9 o'clock.
So I'm going to throw
the light gray. Wait a second. Whoops, sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's even worse.
What is it? What is it? Can I ask, Lola? I realize I totally want to interject. What is it that you do?
I'm a club manager.
Oh, okay. Boy, that would be hard. That's a lot of late nights.
That's a lot of late nights. That's a lot of parties. That's a lot of responsibility. And I just can't do it anymore. My God, do I have light everywhere in that house?
You do. Accept it. Accept the light.
Yeah.
So I just want to say this, because this is what I was seeing. Instead of working under someone, going into the corporate world and having that all around you, because that does not feel like your personality at all. I think it would stifle you. And of course you have to do what you have to do, but it seems like there's other choices that you can be independent and start your own thing that will accommodate your needs right now. So I feel more like, and I don't know if you've been thinking about that, like starting your own thing or being a consultant or doing your own stuff instead of actually going and being in a box, working for someone else. So I was
thinking about maybe going into party planning for corporation, or still doing my job, but doing it in a more restrictive environment and more settled. When you do
totally makes sense. Yeah.
Planning and.
My suggestion of what's coming off of you is you should have enough confidence to start your own thing. While you have a chance if you're going to get a part-time thing anyways and, move, there's something inside of you. Think about it for a minute, when you have a chance. There's something you've already kind of been thinking about that you're maybe a little afraid of starting, but it will give you a lot of freedom.
But that's just, on the other side is absolutely love the scene. I love the club. I love the music. I love meeting all those DJ. I love interacting with the music. And that's so rewarding. I don't know if you're into music, but I'm a huge music fan. And that's why I went into. And just losing that now, it's scary. It's scary.
Well, you hear earlier when we were talking about manifesting things in your life, creating what you want?
Yeah.
Use that. Sit down a couple times a day and don't worry about the specifics. Just say to yourself, I love my job. I'm completely able to do it and I feel rested. Think of all those words. Think of a dialogue to tell yourself and then feel it. Imagine like you're in that, whatever that place is, and it feels fantastic. And it will come to you. I promise. All you have to do is decide that that's what you're going to put out there. And that this is, I'm telling you, it's for another show, but the past 6 months of my life, I have done this and incredible things have happened.
And
crazy things.
And I'm just, you know what, Lola, and I'm just going to piggyback off of that because I can tell you from my own personal experience, I'm 47. I used to be in the mortgage business. When the economy went south, and I was doing mortgages down in Costa Rica and Panama. So I had this niche market. When the economy went south, all my investors dried up within 2 weeks. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I was 38 years old, had no fucking clue. I hate playing with other people. I don't like corporate bullshit. I hate kissing people's ass. And was like, fuck. The rest of my life is fucked. And somebody said to me, you know what? I'm like, and I just wanted to, and because I just hate everybody, but I don't. But that's just kind of what, the message I'm always sending people. And so somebody told me, and it was just this random thing. Somebody said, hey, you should start a blog. And I said, what the fuck is a blog? And he goes, it's this thing where people talk about what they do all day long. And I said, what? Like, who the fuck reads that? Who has the time to do that? And he goes, seriously, do it. People will love you. So I did. I started on Blogger, and I did that, and I was at this point where Christina's mentioning this. I was at this point where I'm like, you know what? I have to begin to create my own reality, and I'm not wanting to sound like Shirley MacLaine, okay? It was literally like, I need to go, this is going to work. This is going to happen. And it's been 8 years since I've started. And I can speak for, and I took everybody, which is a key that I was thinking about while Christina was talking about. You have to know that you have so many contacts in the business that you're already in. So many people know what you do. So many people know the level of work that you put into what it is that you do. You need to use that shit. Use it, create your own business. It took me no money to start my own deal. And it's taken me 8 years. I realize 8 years sounds like a long time. I'm not saying that it's going to take 8 years for you, but let me tell you something. I just this last week got a gig being on TV in Chicago. #1 fucking show in the #3 market in this country. Fucking A. I worked my ass off for it, and I've worked like basically for nothing for a long time. And I'm not saying that you have to work for nothing. All that was my journey. That was my road. But my point is you have value. The context that you have value. Begin to understand you don't need $50,000 in order to start your own business. You have you. You do you, and everybody knows that you work with, what it is that you do, and the value that you bring. You use that shit to make a name for you, because that's what you deserve.
It's true. You have it in you, because I
Yep.
see you out there just like Mary Tyler Moore floating down the
Yep.
street doing your
Yep.
thing, really.
Yep.
And when you're manifesting it, make sure and say, I am so rested. You know, because I used to work the night shift, and that was one of my things. And all I kept saying as I was staying up all night is, oh my God, it feels so good to sleep in my bed every night. I feel so rested.
Yep. And that shit totally works. It totally works. I don't know why, but it totally works. Yep.
Yes.
I'm going to try that.
Yep.
I'm going to try that because honestly, I feel exhausted.
Yep. I'm going to follow you, Lola.
Okay.
I'm going to follow you, and I want you to find me. If you're on Facebook, I want you to find me on Facebook, and anytime, like any fucking
I can't
time.
find you on Facebook because I don't have one.
Oh, no, that's fine. Then we'll talk on Twitter. No
problem.
I need somebody to talk to on
guys,
Twitter
I'm
anyways.
listening, but I'm going to leave the seat for someone else if someone wants to
That's totally fine. No, that's totally fine. We're going to answer some more questions. All right?
Good luck.
Thank you, Lola. All right, so we have to get into some questions here. First of all, because we've got several of them, and I don't want people to get pissed off at me. It's the Lucas. So Lucas wants to be able to ask a question, although I don't know what his question is. I'm going to X out of this thing and see. Can people ask? Can you see his question?
Yeah, his question is, Christina, can you read someone through text as well, or only through video or one-on-one? My answer is yes. I text a lot. I have a lot of my friends, actually, that's one of my friends' way of asking me questions, or clients that are established. But yes, I can just kind of find what's going on and then text you about my answer.
Okay, perfect. So Hattrick and Ramsey has a question, and has our future been written yet? And who gives the right to say they can predict or tell someone's future? So has our future been written yet? How about we ask that question first?
I do not believe that it has, but I do believe that we have certain things that we came here to do. So I think that those are the main possibilities, the main things that we want to try to do while we're here. But is anybody ever see that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, like sliding doors?
I hate her.
And she makes, well, but the movie is cool.
Her mother's wonderful. I just can't stand her. Why does everybody? That's a good question to ask you. Like, let's waste your time and ask why everyone hates Gwyneth Paltrow. Anyways, it's a joke.
Her, actually.
Yeah.
But when you make a decision, you're going in one direction. You make a decision, you go in the other direction.
Right.
So the future is written. So when people say I can read the future, I don't know. I think you can see possible futures. That's what I think.
Okay. And is there? And this is and I may be looking at this question the wrong way. So I apologize, Hattrick and Ramsey. But I'm reading the second question here that they have, which says, and who gives the right to say they can predict or tell someone's future? I'm reading that more as in, is that the universe that gives that gift, or, that's the way I'm looking at that question. I don't know if that's the way that it's meant. But would you say that would be the universe that provides that, or sorry?
Yeah, I teeter in between understanding that word, right? What do we use for that word? Who's sending us these messages?
Right.
But I also tend to believe that we are these vibrating beings that send off energy. So when I see stuff all the time in my dreams about people I know. I'm forever texting people in the morning, hey, this is my dream, and things happen all the time that I see. So I am not predicting it. I'm receiving the information, whether it's from that person just coming, out into the whatever you want to call it, or I don't know if someone's actually sending it to me beyond the person who it has to do about.
Sure.
But it is my working with the universe or with whatever is out there. I'm open to that.
Right.
I don't know.
No. That totally makes sense. So Marie C. Cabezas, I'm hopeful. Again, I apologize, Marie, if I'm saying that wrong. She says, I lost the love of my life to cancer. He broke up when he learned he was sick. Oh my God, that breaks my heart. I stayed a while with him, but ultimately I left to another country. Later he died, and I never had the chance to say goodbye. How can I say goodbye to him now?
There's lots. That's something it's not easy, but we can sit down and talk about that, and I can help you with that. And you will feel better. I promise you. It's connecting. I'm able to connect. I could connect to him, and we could have a conversation with him to understand the beginning, middle, and end, so that she can feel healed.
Right. Get some closure.
About him not being here. I work with a lot of parents of children who have committed suicide and stuff like that. And it's amazing the healing that happens. But I would like to do that, of course, off the air, because it's a very personal thing. So if you just want to
reach out to her on Twitter, right? Reach out to her on Twitter, and and then you can we'll work on that together. Christine, I mean, you're fucking amazing. I know my mouth sounds like I'm a sailor, but
I love that.
So Liz has a question, and you know what? I have to ask, or I have to admit, I've always wondered about this myself. Who the fuck just walked in my door? Hey, how are you? I'm just joking. So the question is why do I have dreams about teeth falling out? I've heard about these dreams before, but I've always wondered about them myself.
I used to have them all the time. Horrible. You look in the mirror and your teeth are falling out of your mouth. And I believe.
Are you brushing?
Yeah. It's about your self-confidence. That's what I interpret. And I'm not doing this just about why does Ross have these dreams, but in general,
I don't. I never have those dreams. When I have dreams, my dreams are always about that I'm flying. It's so weird. And then they seem real.
Empowerment.
What's that?
Yeah. That's empowerment. You feel empowered.
Oh, really?
That's
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking flying. How am I flying? That's what I was thinking. But you can go back to the teeth falling out. I've never had one of those dreams.
About self-confidence, especially about speaking your truth, being able to be comfortable to be able to speak your truth.
Okay. And Lucas, Lucas is saying something here. I've been avoiding many people in my life for months now. Should I continue? And he didn't want to come on camera. So he said, should I continue avoiding them all? Should I continue avoiding all of them or reach out to any of them?
I'm so sorry. I wish I missed half of what you said because I was reading Marie's.
No, it's totally fine. It's Lucas. The question is I've been avoiding many people in my life for months now. Should I continue avoiding all of them or reach out to any of them?
Let me think about that. Hold on. I feel a lot of fear around the relationships, and that in order to be involved in the people that you've been avoiding, there's a lot of balance. And the healthier that you feel in your life, the more that you'll be able to balance that, because there is some kindness and softness that these people can give to you, but you need to be able to keep your balance when you're with these people. So it's almost like you have to check yourself and only accept from them what's healthy for you. The rest you have to just not participate in. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, we're here with people in our family for reasons, and we have to decide if it's good for us or bad for us. But ultimately, they're our teachers. They're our primary teachers because we decided to do this together. So the more that you can appreciate and love your family for just who they are, and also at the same time protect yourself. Does that make sense?
I'm waiting
So I
for him
can't
to
say
answer.
yes,
I'm seeing
you
some of
go
his
or
thing here, and he
don't
says, you know, some are family and some are friends, and he feels better,
Right.
you know, not having to talk to them. So,
Yep.
yes,
And
that makes
select, be
sense. Thank you.
selective. Don't do all or nothing, one at a
Right,
time.
right. Okay, so Michael's coming on. I'm assuming he wants to ask a question. There's Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm incredible.
Great. Do you have a question for Christina?
I do. It's about my
Okay.
business. I am a public speaker. How do you think my business taking off in the new year?
So you said you're a public speaker, and how do I think your business will take off?
Yeah, in the new year.
Can I ask you a question of what do you speak about?
I'm speaking about customer service.
Okay. Okay, let me look. Hold on one sec. Okay, this is going a little bit deeper probably then. Do you have trouble breathing at all?
Nope.
Do you have trouble breathing when you're speaking?
Nope.
Okay. Because it feels like there's something going on right here, a tightness or something's going on in there. So that's the first, like I said, I get the top stuff. So it almost feels like your ability to, some of your communication is, there's some pressure right here about it.
Maybe my cerebral palsy.
Say that.
I have
Cerebral palsy. Okay, all right. I understand.
That might
So
be, that might be because of my CP.
Okay, so let me look real quick to answer your question. I think that you will do fine. It's tough. Sometimes when I get this information, there's a lot of information that I'm getting, and I want to pare it down for you for here. Focus on your energy in your gut. Listen to your gut. There's a lot of energy brewing down there, like right around your belly button. So, when you're speaking, think about this. When you're enunciating your words, to get your words out so that you can be heard clearly, think about bringing the energy up from your belly. Okay? That's important. That will help you get your words out more clearly so that everybody can get what you're saying. And then all that's left is just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and what you're doing.
Okay, but up until now, I have not made any money. Do you think that that's going to turn around?
I don't know. I don't know, because the only thing I'm hearing is it's not about the money. That's what I keep hearing. It's not about the money. It's about you believing in yourself. Don't worry about the money. Believe in what you're doing, and then the money will come after. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank
Okay.
you very much. You are
You're very
incredible.
welcome.
Thank you, Michael.
Have a great day.
You inspire me. Let me just say that you inspire me.
Merry Christmas.
Mer-
And
You.
I do have a one page.
All right, I will follow you. We will check you out.
MichaelDHaynes.com.
MichaelDHaynes.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know what her name is, and I feel kind of horrible. We're going to have to wrap up here soon. Liz Behringer has a question. She's Body Tonic. Her question is, my business is 3 years old. Oh, I think she's going to come on. Look at that. The universe is spreading its legs. Look at that.
Hello.
There's Liz. Look at that gorgeous lady right there.
Thank you.
You're
I'm in my
welcome.
little lab today, and
You're all fancy there in that
Around
top with
working.
the rhinestones on there.
oh, it's just a little work top, yeah.
Okay. I think, all right. So go ahead, ask your question for Christina.
Okay, first off, thank you, Christina, for doing this, and thank you, Michael, for having her here. I appreciate this. I do believe in what you're doing. My product is Body Tonique, and I invented it when I was caring for my father. I got it in a prayer, okay, and it says so on my website. I actually got this. There's nothing else like it in the world.
All right.
And it's organic, it's all natural. Okay, so for 3 years, I started out selling it at flea markets. Been very organically grown, very little money. And now suddenly this year, a lot of things are popping. And what I'm asking is if you see 2016 really going well for Body Tonique. Just generally, what do you see for us? We've got some things cooking right now. We're going on Amazon. I'm doing my Amazon bags right now. My product's headed out the door today. First shipment to Amazon. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I'll shut up now and see what you see.
Yeah, shut up, Liz. Seriously, you're hogging this whole podcast. And Liz, is it okay? We've got one more person that wants to come in. Is it okay if I I suppose Christina probably helps if she can see you. I apologize.
No, it's either way, it's fine.
No, I'll keep her up. We've got one more person. No. Just
no
stay there.
problem.
We've got one more person, and then that'll be the last question. After Bree, we're going to be bringing on one more person. And then I think maybe Lucas wants to ask a question, but we have to do things very quickly.
Okay.
And
We
you
have
want me
another
to wrap
podcast
down?
coming on that we weren't told about.
So
Oh.
so one, and I don't want to go into it here, but I don't know if you have any health stuff going on in your belly or in your. That's because it's hard. I see the first thing I see is what comes up. So it feels like maybe you have some issues or concerns about either your body or relationships down in your belly. And I'm not going to go into that right now, but we can talk later, but it might have something to do with how your business grow. It's complicated. It's hard to explain. But the other thing is momentum is really, really important for you. Product out there. So to continuously don't sit back at all, to keep it going. Just the momentum of it will get you out there and will keep things going so more people can come to you. And word of mouth is very important. When you get those people that love your product, I would encourage you to do something to encourage them to tell the next person about it. Maybe free products or something like that will pass the word on. That's what I'm hearing. And the momentum of the word of mouth will get you, because your product is good. That's what I'm hearing. So it will get people talking, and the more they talk, the more momentum you will have. So just keep on that.
And Liz,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to friend me on Twitter. And listen, if there's one thing I'm fucking amazing at is helping people get press. And so why don't you find me and then and let me, inform me about what your product is. And then I will see if it's possible for me to get it into the hands of I mean this seriously, some very influential people in the media. So, because what you need is, and I speak from experience, what you need is press. Press gets you, legs that makes people take you seriously, and then therefore stores want to carry your product because you're in Oprah or you're in Style or you're in People. And I know the people to get that shit to. I can never make guarantees that they'll love it or they'll feature it, but getting it in their hands is the first step. So find me, and then we can talk about that.
Yeah.
All right.
I will do that right now. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Use your heart story. It's important. This product's coming from your heart, and that's important for people to know.
Yes, always the story. Always. I can tell you from experience, they all want to know that fucking story.
Awesome. Yeah,
all right?
My story, how it came about, is on my website even, that I knelt in earnest prayer and fell asleep, woke up with the formula.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you're a Southerner. I can tell you're a Southerner, so I love you already.
Baby, I'm a Southern as grit.
Exactly. So, all right, I'm going to X you out. We're going to go on to Brianna here for another question. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
God bless.
Yep. Okay, Brianna, you've got a question?
Yeah, just basically my general.
You're gorgeous, by the way. I hope you know how gorgeous you are.
That hair.
I don't care. You are fucking gorgeous. So, yeah, I hope the men are treating you well, because they should.
Oh, no. I'm 24, and I was in this spot in a relationship for 2.5 years. And I just had a baby 6 months ago. And the dad flaked, of course.
Men.
And
I'm going to stop you right there. Don't say that. Change your mind. The dad's, whoever the man is that's taking care of your child from now on is just amazing. Even though he's not there, you got to believe. You got to
put that shit in the universe. Right.
Yep. So don't say those words, because that's where you'll stay.
Yeah, and I'm always such a negative. I always think negative before positive.
Yep. Got to stop it. You got to check yourself all day long.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm currently going through a custody battle with him, and I just pretty much wanted to know how that's going to go, if I'm really going to be able to count on him, or he just completely did 360 on me, so I'm not sure.
Let me see if I can find encouraging words for you. Probably not about how it'll end up, but something to help you.
Okay.
Hello,
okay,
Lucas,
what
by the
I'm
way.
hearing is, as you make your decisions, as you walk this path with your child, always come from your heart. Okay? Not from a place of anger, but from a place of softness. Okay? That's going to be your gift to your child. Come from a place of softness. Even if you are so freaking pissed off that you want to shoot the guy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll beat him up.
In your heart, just think about the softness. And it doesn't mean that you're not strong and you don't need to get done what you need to get done. But do not come from a place of anger. And I promise it will make a better life for both of you. Okay?
All right.
Do you, like, are you able to see, like, if he's going to be around, or?
I don't like doing that stuff because I can't. Whatever I see right now isn't. No. I don't think it would be right for me to do that for you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
But think about that. Don't come from a place of anger.
And I'm going to be having Christina on again. So, bear that in mind. This isn't going to be the one time only thing. So.
And if you want to contact me,
yeah,
I'll be happy to spend time with you. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Brianna. Remember how gorgeous you are. Remember that. Don't let people treat you like shit.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Last question. We've got Lucas.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No.
You've taken so much time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
like,
You've been taking way too much time.
I'm sorry.
No, just
So,
stop fucking apologizing. It's totally fine. You look
I
fantastic
know,
too.
that's
Right. I'm
that's
like, I
what I
wish I
know.
was 12.
So, my question, who should I reach out to first? Like the family members or like the friends that I've been avoiding? Like, I don't know who to trust, you know? Like,
Yeah. It seems like
that's my problem. Am I
Right.
the problem? I'm thinking to myself, am I the problem or them? I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? That's a very good way to look at it to begin with, because giving yourself as much credence as your involvement in a relationship could make or break a relationship. That's a very mature thing, a mature way. I don't even mean you could have a 50-year-old that's not looking at something so mature. So, I think that's taking responsibility for your part. I think it's really important to take one person at a time. Really sit down, and I don't mean see them, but
But who
just
should I
take your
reach out to
time.
first? Like the family or the friend?
All right, hold on. I don't want to just answer you off the top of my head.
Yeah, all right.
It's like Twitter psychic here. I mean, she's having to answer way too many questions too fast.
I feel like there's a friend that you should reach out to first, and it feels like a female.
All right.
Do you have I'm just curious, Lucas, when she says that, did you instantly think of someone?
Yeah, but I don't know which girl that is. Which
Oh,
friend.
okay, I didn't know.
It's someone that you've been friends with since you were a child, small. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone that you used to trust, but something happened that you don't trust that person now.
Is that friend a cousin too, or is it like the person's not a cousin?
It's okay, Christina. Don't rush
Yeah,
yourself.
I feel impression. I would just say it's someone that you consider a friend. It could be a family member, but first off, they're your friend, and it's a female and someone you've known for a long time.
Reach back with us. I'm going to be kind of curious. I'm hopeful to have Christina on in another month, and so I'd be curious to have you come back and see, what's going on with your situation. I'm actually very fascinated. I don't have good relationships with my family, and so I'm really curious about what it is that you're going through, and kind of I can't think of my word, but getting, meandering your way through that. So, I'm going to follow you here if that's okay. I promise I won't creep on you.
And before you go, that person that you should reconnect with, it seems like the falling out was because of something that they were doing, like a bad habit or something they shouldn't have been doing that you felt they shouldn't. But whatever that is, it's not as important now, or not as prevalent now, and that relationship that you could have with that person would help you both.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I know who it is.
All right. Sounds good. We've got one last question here by Liz. Thank you, Lucas. We've got a question here by Liz, and then we are going to be done with the podcast. Thank you, by the way. I just want to say I'm sorry we can't ask everybody's questions. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the Good Podcast. I just want to make sure that I say that before I forget, because I forget all the things. Hey, Liz, thank you for coming on. You've got a question for Christina?
I just want to know who's around me, because I don't sleep good. And then I mentioned about the teeth, but I feel like
you obviously brush your teeth. You have very nice teeth.
I do. I know. That's why it's like I kind of understood what you were talking about with the not being able to say, but I want to know what's around me, like who's around me. Like I feel somebody. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
It's definitely not her dentist.
Do you have a grandmother who passed?
Yes. I've never met her.
All right. You might want to find out if she knits, because I see someone by your bed knitting. So it would be so.
I have knitting stuff in my house. I was trying to learn how to crochet, but I just wasn't working well.
Oh, yeah,
crochet is so easy. What's your problem?
I think it's my hands.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. I mean, it is easy, but it's easy for me.
Yeah, the first person I see, she's older, kind of short, sitting by your bed a lot, spends a lot of time in your room. If it's causing you problems with sleeping, you can do two things. One, you can acknowledge they're there and ask them to be more prevalent so that they can try to communicate with you. And I can help you with stuff like that. Or two, if you just can't sleep, because I get bothered a lot in the middle of the night, I'll get woken up for all kinds of stuff. You can simply say, look, between the hours of this and this, I need some sleep, so you need to go away or
Get
just
the
stand
fuck
back.
away. Just tell everybody, just get the fuck away.
Because you're in charge. Sometimes we feel like we're being haunted and we have no control. We have all the control, good or bad, whatever's seeing us. You can just say, look, dial it down. You can visualize a dial down the frequency and say, I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you in the morning.
I would say that.
I'm going to look into that about the grandma. I've never met her, but I am closer now than I was before. Because I'm in lands.
Right. And I don't know, maybe when she passed, there was some curling of her spine, because I kind of see that. That might be one way to figure out who it is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I know someone's around because I feel them, and I'm not scared. It's just like, but I don't know who it is. They're not like revealing themselves to me.
Right. Well, ask too. Ask. Say, hey, I want to know who you are. Show me in my dreams, or somebody may mention that person. You're in control. Remember that. Anything you want to know, just put it out there, and it'll come.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much for coming on and joining the podcast. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes, and keep taking care of those gorgeous teeth.
I know. I got to stop.
They won't fall out.
It's just, and those are the dreams that wake you up and you remember them so vividly.
Right. Oh, that would scare the shit out of me.
If you want about those dreams, I can help you.
Isn't he adorable?
Figure out how to deal with that.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was weird because like I was holding them in my hands. And I've never had that part of the dream. So.
Well, it's because
you could probably sell those on eBay, though, I would think.
For some reason.
Maybe I'm selling them on eBay.
Exactly.
That's funny.
All right. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic weekend.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Christina, let me just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on. This was amazing. Obviously, we are going to have to do a rinse and repeat of this situation. And exactly. So I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, I will be talking with you soon. And, we'll work on having you again on here, say within a month. I think the New Year is always kind of something people want. So that way they can begin to, I don't know, plan their futures. But let everybody who's, listening, tell us a little bit more about how everybody can find you. Obviously on Twitter, we see you. But do you have a website? Yes. Let everybody know, because everybody knows how to get a hold of me.
All you people who have asked questions and you're not feeling satisfied too, please contact me with the information that I give you, and I will help you the best I can. Okay, that's first off. On Twitter, and also I have some blab stuff going on. Also, it's Intuit Christina. That's my email. Also, intuitchristina@gmail. And my website is Intuit, just like it looks up on the screen.
With the number 2. Right. Yeah.
Intuithealth.com. And, you can, I have a blog that's going on, that's usually going on right now. It's not, because I'm taking care of a friend's husband who's on his deathbed right now. But usually there's all kinds of new information up there.
Perfect.
And Facebook, of course.
Right. Sounds
Just
good.
look for Christina Houghton.
Sounds good. Thank you again, Christina.
Thank you so much, Ross. This has been a blast.
And thank you to Aaron. He's so amazing.
You're welcome.
Exactly.
You just keep loving on yourself.
Right. Yes, I'll keep loving on Aaron.
And a little bit of Ross too.
Exactly. So thank you again, seriously, everybody, for listening to my podcast. Check out thegoodpodcast.com for all the episodes. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find me on, now WGN TV out of Chicago and Fox9.com. I'm the lifestyle expert for both of those stations. But I really, just from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all the love and all the support. I hope that I have the opportunity, as I'm sure Christina feels the same way. It's kind of like she's sitting right next to me here, to continue to inspire. I mean, the platforms that we have, we take them very seriously, and hope that you continue to entrust and enjoy listening to us. So have a fantastic every day. I love all of you, and we only live once, so make sure you're exactly just like squeeze every ounce out of life that you can, because you've only got it once, my friends. Take care. Love all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Love you, Christina.